Welcome to the Kyero.com Spanish Property Podcast, where we interview real people who recently purchased a home in Spain. They tell us what worked, what didn't, and what they'd do differently next time. I'm Beth Davison, and today I'm speaking with Linda, originally from Hull, who purchased an apartment in Torre Golf Resort, Murcia. Just wait until you hear about how quickly it all happened and how the buying process led to contacts for Linda, which would later help her set up her own business in Spain. Linda worked with agent Murcia Services to find her dream home in Spain. Check out the show notes at kyero.com/podcast to find links and resources mentioned in this episode. So, if we start, would you mind just letting me know what you do and how you came to be looking for a property abroad?
Okay. I'm partly retired, but I'm also an interior designer. And we decided that having sort of released some capital from sales of properties here in the UK, that we would look in Spain. We did a lot of research and ended up with our sort of eye on Murcia in particular. And that's why we started to look, because we felt that we would enjoy the sunshine, we'd enjoy the different lifestyle, it would be good for the children and the grandchildren, and that's why we decided to purchase in Spain.
Lovely. And did you know the area already? Did you know Spain pretty well?
I'd been to that part of Spain 10, 12 years ago on business, looking at properties abroad. I was helping a company develop, and I actually went to the site where we've actually bought, and it was really, really sold as being a luxury resort, etc. But I'd actually never been on holiday in Spain. I'd only been across the business. So this was quite a big thing for me, because I'd never purchased property abroad and I'd never been even to that part of Spain or anywhere on holiday. So it was a really big deal for me. And it was we're comfortably off, but we're not well off. And so the money, it was important that we found the right property in the right place.
Yeah, of course. So where was it that you ended up? Tell me kind of geographically where it is.
We started to look around the Mar Menor area, and we'd looked around Alicante, Torre as well, and we found some new properties that were for sale near the Mar Menor, and decided that we'd go and have a look. And we contacted Murcia Services at that stage, and from that moment on, we were quite, excited, but also quite sort of not concerned, but, wary, because of all the stories that you hear and everything else. And we made an agreement that we would pay our flight, but they would pick us up from the airport, they would put us up in one of their apartments, they would look after us. And so within a very short time, within a few days, we'd flown across and we got a taxi, and then they covered all that cost and everything else and deposited us in this very nice apartment on the Torre Golf Resort. And we looked at a couple of areas, and what was nice about Murcia Services was that although we were looking at properties that they'd got advertised, we had said that we had been looking around at Torre Guadamar, and she said, if you don't find anything that we've got suitable, we will arrange for colleagues of ours further up the coast to meet you and to show you some properties there. So it wasn't just that they were looking after us to sell us one of their properties. They really did look after us. They listened to what we wanted. But we had done our research. So I think, because we'd done our research, we knew what we were looking for. But they really listened. And we were staying on the Torre, so I said, could we have a look at some on the Torre? And that was, we arrived the Monday afternoon. We looked at things on the Monday afternoon and the other places that we'd asked to look at around Kyero Golf. Tuesday morning, they took us to see properties around La Torre. They took us into the local villages of Roldan, Balsicas, etc., and down to the Mar Menor to show us the area so we could see where we were looking. We found an apartment on the Torre on Tuesday lunchtime, and they didn't stop there. They organised for a local solicitor. They came with us on the Wednesday to meet the solicitor. They came with us to the notary, and they sorted out the offer, and we flew back on the Thursday knowing exactly what we'd bought, knowing it was all set up, and they helped us all the way through, kept us in touch, and it was completed within 6 weeks.
That is incredible. So the whole thing was 4 days, basically, Monday to Thursday?
Yes. And they organised everything. I mean, we didn't have to do a thing. They even took us down to the Mar Menor so that we could stay for lunch down there and have a walk and a look, and then came back and collected us. So we knew exactly what was around. They took us into Roldan, into Balseekers, as I say. And by the time we got home, and on the Friday, it was all emails and that confirmed. It was absolutely fantastic. And it doesn't really stop there, because Nick and Kay take a very active part in the local area as well. So if you needed to know anything or got stuck with anything, they were there to ask. They've been fantastic, absolutely brilliant. And now I'm hoping to work with them on my interior design business that I'm launching over there.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you kind of made proper friends, proper contacts in a kind of really business trusting way.
Absolutely, yes. And, you know, Kay and Nick, I think, you know, they're partners, but the staff are lovely. And I think the thing is they listen and they respond. When you send an email or a message on Facebook or whatever, and they instantly get back to you. You know, you don't feel that you're in the dark. You know, when you're first time buying abroad and you're investing a chunk of money and a chunk of your life, you want to feel that you've got somebody who is solid, that knows the area, knows people to contact, and not just sell you a property. And that's what Murcia Services do.
Incredible. So how did you know that the house you saw was your dream house when they took you to it?
Just walked in and I looked at Graham, my husband, and he looked at me and I said, "This is just us." I had not wanted an apartment. I had said, I don't want an apartment. But I said, I'm willing to look at apartments. And I think what was really good is that they showed us a wide range of them, so that we got a really good idea of what was available and at what price. So that when we walked into the one that we liked, it was, you know, great, this is it. And I don't know, we just walked in and, you know, you get that sense of feeling that this is it. We just did. But I think the nice thing about it is that they're unobtrusive, they answer questions, you know, they talk through things. And I know for a fact from other people that have bought that where they've bought and they've thought, like this, but that's not quite right, then they will help, you know, them see how it would look, and they have got the team behind them to help them to do that as well. So it's not just the sales service, you know, they do have people behind. When we bought, you know, we needed to get our boiler serviced. Just ring Nick up. Oh, I'll tell so-and-so to contact you. And they contacted us and the boiler got serviced.
So they just seem to care a lot more. There seems to be a level of care. It's not just about money.
No, it isn't just about money. You know, we had just sold 2 properties in the UK and we had gone through hell with it. We were really, really stressed out. And the sort of gut of, oh God, buying another property was, but, you know, come on, let's do it. Let's see what we can do. And they made it such an easy journey and such fun. I mean, we had a good time. We had a good laugh when we went there, and they made sure they took us to lunch and met up with us regularly. And the whole team are like that. It's not just Nick and Kay, you know, the team are like that as well.
Amazing. And tell me a little bit about the property itself.
Okay, the property is a 2-bedroom apartment. It's got a lovely sized and shaped sitting dining area, which is lovely, with patio doors out onto a really lovely south-facing terrace. And it's got a fully fitted kitchen, it's got a utility area, it's got a lovely fitted bathroom with shower and everything. And the 2 bedrooms have got fitted wardrobes, and there's loads of storage space. And the second bedroom's got the patio doors again out onto the terrace. It was in good condition, and they were very honest about things. I mean, we looked at a couple that were a little bit, and they were honest. They said, yes, it's not as nice as the other one, but it's got this and it's got that going for it. And they were very fair. I think but they let you make your own minds up. And you didn't feel, I couldn't say, oh God, I don't like this. You could say that, say, no, this is not for us. There was one particular apartment we just went, oh, as an interior designer, I know what I could do with it. It was just kind of, oh, no. And they were fine with that.
Fair enough, though. I think it's important that you can say that.
Yeah, we didn't feel sort of restricted. We thought, oh, we've got to pretend it's all right, sort of thing. We didn't.
Yeah, and do you mind me asking what your budget was? You don't have to tell me if you don't want to.
We had a budget of £80,000. That was our budget. And we came in exactly about £300 under budget.
Oh, wow. Well done. See, that's impressive, isn't it?
And that was all our expenses. That was everything. And they were clear about, they told us what we needed to keep back to pay for taxes, fees, etc. So we knew we had a good idea of what our top budget was when buying the actual property. Yes, we had a budget, but that budget had to include everything else.
Yeah.
And so that was absolutely brilliant.
And so if you were giving advice to friends or family who were going to start the process from scratch, just like you did once upon a time, what advice would you give them?
Do your research. Really look at the areas, get on the internet, compare prices, knowing what you want. Do you want 1, 2, 3 bedrooms? Be realistic. Get onto the internet and see what things cost. It's no good going out there saying, oh, I want a 3-bedroom detached villa and I've got £60,000, because it's not going to happen, and I want a sea view and I want this, that and the other. You need to be realistic. And although there are some good bargains, prices are still keen, and there are, at the moment, appear to be a lot of people buying. So you need to know what you want and where you want to be, and be clear with whoever you're trying to buy through that this is what you want.
Fantastic. And lastly, just talking a little bit about the lifestyle in Spain, what do you enjoy most about owning a property in Spain and the Spanish culture and all of that stuff?
The weather. Even if it's cool, it's usually bright and sunny, so mood lifts. You instantly lift. But it's also, everything's much slower, people are very friendly, but it's just a much more relaxed lifestyle. And you don't feel that you've got to rush around here, there and everywhere. And people are generally very friendly. And, we've made friends already there. We've got 2 or 3 sets of friends that we're going to get together on New Year, because we've made such good friends. People look out for one another. And we get there and we just go, oh, this is nice. And we get back and my husband says within 3 days, I need a holiday.
Yeah, you get too used to it. It's lovely, though, to have that option of just kind of popping over for some nice weather.
Oh, we're so lucky. I always said I'd never live abroad. If we didn't have the family and friends that we have here in the UK, I'd happily live there.
Well, maybe one day. I suppose you never know, but you've got the option.
When they all grow up, they're all in their 30s now, but, the grandchildren are there. So, but what it does, when you come back home, it makes you concentrate the time that you're here.
Yeah.
And makes you realise that you want to see people, you want to be in touch, you want to be part of it. But then when you go there, you can just sort of relax and think, oh, it's just us.
Totally. And presumably, do you bring them over for holidays and stuff?
They haven't been yet, but they will be. We've had one daughter go across with her family, and they loved it, absolutely loved it. And where we are, the facilities, we've got gated community, we've got beautiful communal pools. Our communal pool is literally a 2-minute walk from our terrace.
Lovely.
And, we're surrounded by superb restaurants. There's a great social life, but you don't have to be inundated and do everything if you don't want it. So, we just love that lifestyle.
Lovely. And when are you next heading out?
Fortnight on Tuesday.
Oh, very nice. Avoiding the cold weather.
Yes. Well, the thing is as well is that it's not just about the lifestyle. I've learned from a lot of people who've gone out there that they've started new careers, they've started doing new things because suddenly you're in sunshine and people are nice and friendly and there's lots of opportunities. And I decided then that I might actually sort of look at doing some small interior design projects. So it's actually opened up other avenues as well.
Yeah, incredible. Well, I hope it all goes really, really well. And thank you so much for chatting to me today. Enjoy your trip in a couple of weeks when you head back out there.
Thanks, Beth. I hope it's been okay for you.
It's been perfect. Thanks, Linda.
Thanks, Beth.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you for listening. And thanks to Linda for sharing her experiences. And to Murcia Services for their help to make this episode possible. I particularly like the sound of her communal pool and how much her grandsons have been able to enjoy the property as well. Not to mention how exciting the interior design business sounds. If you've liked what you've heard, you can search this agent's properties and more on Kyero.com. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode. This podcast is produced by Kyero.com and our mission is to connect you with estate agents and properties throughout Spain. Whether your dream home is a rustic farmhouse surrounded by olive groves or a lock-up-and-leave apartment on the seafront, you'll find everything you need at Kyero.com. If you've enjoyed this episode, we'd really appreciate your 5-star rating on iTunes. It helps us reach and connect more people with their dream home in Spain. And whenever you're ready, here are 4 ways we can help you. Ask a question by emailing podcasts@Kyero.com. We'll try and answer them all in an upcoming Q&A episode. Get a location guide by emailing podcasts@Kyero.com. We'll reply with the latest data and information on the areas you're interested in. Calculate your budget. Simply visit Kyero.com/budget. Enter 2 numbers and you're done. Be our guest. If you've already purchased your home in Spain, we would love for you to share your story on the podcast. Just email podcasts@Kyero.com and we'll take it from there. Tune in next week when I speak with Henry, originally from Scotland, who purchased a quad in Playa Flamenca, Alicante. I can't wait to tell you about how much Henry's granddaughter influenced his purchase. And as they have now relocated permanently, for him it was all about finding a good school for her to go to. I'm Beth Davison, and you've been listening to the Kyero.com Spanish Property Podcast. I'll talk to you next week.